Hey, Matt Man's back. Well, I took a trip to the bank and asked them if they had any 50-cent pieces or dollars. No 50-cent pieces, but look at all the dollars. I asked to look at one roll. There was a decent mix there, so I decided, I always wanted to put together a dollar collection. This is my opportunity. Ended up getting 72 rolls, $1,800 worth. So I'm going to set up. I'm going to start going through them, and we'll see what we end up with. All right, it's a couple hours later. Got through the first $900 worth, and this is what we came up with. Right here, the silver ones, those are the Susan B. Anthony's. And here are the Denvers, and the 79 Denvers. These are the 80 Phillies, Denvers, and San Franciscos. I don't have any 81s. And then the 99s, I just have those Phillies there. These are all the 79 Phillies. They're sorted out like that because I was looking for the near date, which is the key, and there isn't one there. So I'll just stack those back up, put them back up on top over here. Then these next long stack here is all of the, my shadow, there we go, is all of the Sacagaweas 2000s. 6 stacks of Phillies on top, 4 stacks of Denvers on the bottom. These are all the 2001 and later. As you can tell, the production went way down after the first couple of years, so we'll just let those stack up with the rest. Here are the presidents. Man, that's a lot of work right there. So, starts George Washington, Adams, on and on. So here's the first 10 on top, and then on the bottom are the second 10. And then we have the rest of them over here. So you can tell, again, they had a big drop-off after the first 20 presidents. And those are going to be the harder ones. They are in good shape, though. So I'm just going to plow through some of this some more. And see what we come up with. If I find anything good, I'll let you know. Well, I called out the majority of the big stacks here on the started with the 1979 Susan B. Anthony's. Got rid of all those. That huge pile of the 2000 Sacagaweas. The rest of these are the thin stuff. And we'll just work on that. And all these presidents here. And I went ahead and called down to the best one. The ones with the little markers on them are the mintages that I have to look for some heirs and varieties. And then down here are the 21st president on over, and the got real thin. There's only like 3 million each of these minted. And speaking of heirs and varieties, I actually found one. This is a Martin Van Buren DDR. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it onto the microscope here. Now that's what the DDR looks like. Got that little notch there where the ray hits the arm. It's called an extra drapery from the sleeve there. Okay, so if you look right where the ray hits the arm, above the sleeve is that mark there, is the drapery going over. I'll throw another one on just to see what that's supposed to look like. See, it's supposed to be nice and sharp. Very, very subtle, I know. But it's a find. We'll take it. The other one is this James Garfield, 20th president. He was the last stack I checked, and I don't think I'm going to be able to show you. These things are on, the dates are on the rim on these. Anyway, I can't focus in on the mint mark, but it's a San Francisco, so it's a proof coin. Doesn't really look like it because it's been in circulation, but you know, it's got an S mint mark on it, so we'll call that a find. So, not too bad. So now I'm going to start breaking into these rolls here and just evaluate each coin as I go. No more big stacks. And I'll check for more airs. See how we do. Alright, I'm still working cleaning this up. This is the last bit. Got the Sacagaweas done, and then I went to do the Susan B. Anthony's. And lo and behold, look what I found. The one on the left is a 79 Philadelphia near date. The one on the right is the regular 79 Philadelphia. Alright, that's a good comparison. The one on the left is the near date, and you can see how close it is relative to the rim as opposed to the regular date. They also call this one the narrow rim and this one the wide rim. So for condition, the one on the right, the regular one, is in a little better shape. Keep moving it around so you get all the angles. The near date has that crackling by the stars where she's looking, or a little lobe like off her nose, and some bag marks damage on the cheek. Other than that, that's an MS-60. Okay, I put on the scope and you can just see how close that date is to that rim as opposed to the other ones, a lot bigger gap. So here's some eBay listings, and you know, I looked at a lot of them. The ones that go about uncirculated go for around $10 with shipping, and then the ones closer to uncirculated go for about $15. So, and I think this one's kind of in the middle. All right, I've completed the sort, and this is what we ended up with. Right down here, that's all of the Susan B. Anthony's except the 81s. 81 Philly, 81 Denver, 81 San Francisco. That's a scratch. But otherwise, I got 9 out of 12, including the near date. So that's not too shabby. Then we go on to the Sacagaweas. So I was going over the videos and editing and realized I never mentioned the Spirit Eagle and the Cheerios brand of the 2000 P, of the 2000 Philadelphia. So I did look for all of the Spirit Eagles, and I did look for the Cheerios, but on eBay, there's a lot of them on there, and then Wikipedia tells me that there's only 60 known to exist. So I want to do a little bit more research on it, but nothing stood out to me. I didn't see any kind of enhancements. And those first 2 years are pretty easy. The 02, I'm missing the Philly, and then we're missing more and more all the way up until the 08s. You know, it's like 3 million minted of each of those. And then they changed it to the Native American dollars, and they had 40, 50 million of those made in the first couple years, and then up. So then it just thins out. And they're making these to this day. And then we get to the presidents, and the first 20 presidents, those are the easy ones. But I got them all. And pretty good shape for the most part. There's a few I'd like to replace, but then we get to the 21st president, Chester A. Arthur, And then they go down to like 3-4 million minted each. The ones on top are the Phillies, and the ones on the bottom are the Denvers. And, you know, that McKinley there in Denver is in bad shape. But he's the only McKinley I found. And it keeps going on. This right down to Ronald Reagan. And then there's this George H.W. Bush coin from 2020. When they originally passed the law to mint the presidential coins, there was a caveat on there that no living president could have a coin made of him until he has been dead for 2 years. So Congress had to pass a law to put this coin in after President Bush died, and then they came up and made this coin. And the same thing will happen when, well, Jimmy Carter will be next. He's actually in hospice right now, and that could happen any day. Kind of wonder if Republican Congress would pass that law. Stay tuned. And I just got one innovation dollar. This is the light bulb one from New Jersey. American Innovation in Progress. There's at least 24 of these. I got one. I elected to put the collection into these Mylar pages here. So I'll try to give you a good look. There's the 9 Susan B. Anthony's with the pride of the search. First one, that near date. Then we get into the Sacagaweas. Start nice and strong with all those strong mintages, and then they fold out fast. These are the Native American coins, part of the Sacagawea series. Let's start the presidents, nice and strong, with those strong mintages for the first 20 presidents. Then we get into the second 20 presidents, and not so much. They're going to be the hard ones. And then we get down to that George H.W. Bush and my lone innovation dollar. Earlier I showed you the Martin Van Buren DDR. Well, I threw that one away because I found 5 Blazers with the same air on it. So they got one up on the scope here. And there's the air. I mean, right there. So I looked on eBay, didn't see any listings for it, so don't know what to make of that. Well, I want to thank y'all for sticking with me this long, putting together this collection. Gives you a good idea what you can get with $1,800 worth of coin to go through. I just want to say that this search tested every last bit of my superpower, which is a high tolerance for tedium. The edges are really hard to read. It's a slog to get through that many coins looking that close, hard on my old eyes. But, you know, my motto is anything worth doing is worth overdoing. So I think I did that. So that's going to wrap this up. Matt Man's out.